Welcome back, everybody. This is the very first podcast. It is oh, shit.
Well, you already fucked that up.
I'm not going to stop recording.
You said, welcome back, everybody, and it's the first podcast.
Well, it's not like the first podcast, though. I've had a lot of... Here. First, legit. How about that? I've done a lot of recorded ones.
Okay.
So we do have people in the background. I'm sure you can pick up on their voices whenever they talk because they're very loud.
Guess who they are.
Everybody knows your voice, but the main person that we are here for is for Daddy CrossFit.
Daddy CrossFit.
Matt Newmann.
Yeah, baby.
So Daddy is in the building.
I like to be called Paps.
Pappy?
Or Pappy or Master Athlete Matt. I'm the old guy in the building.
Yeah. So obviously everybody knows you do CrossFit, but I think what people really want to know is how is it like being Mr. Mom for us?
Yeah. I actually leave that up to my wife majority of the time because I'm not the most empathetical person in the world. And you can ask pretty much every one of my athletes. But I would say, giving leadership is probably more what I look for, like just being the strong head, even though sometimes people don't agree with me.
Oh, I wonder who that could be. I wonder if he's here right now trying to assemble your flag.
He's trying to figure it all out. I think he's doing an okay job. Did you look at the directions?
I've seen flags assembled faster.
Oh, okay.
Sabrina, why don't you give him a helping hand?
Intern.
He barely helped me get my
But
vacuum over there.
yeah, I think guidance is my biggest key factor in terms of being in the gym. And my role, I'd say I'm more of the managerial person. I run the show and try to help people not only be good at fitness, but good at their life outside the box. So giving guidance on a daily, I'd say, is what I do best.
So with guidance, do you feel that people are actually taking that in, or is it one ear out the other? Like, have you ever noticed a change within a person from the guidance that you've given?
Yeah. You can look at some of our athletes who come in the door and they're very quiet, their head's down, they're not confident whatsoever, and the more that they're with me, the more confidence that they gather, and the more, I'd say, strong-willed they become, or stubborn as shit. But
Selective listening, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who go through that realm.
You're not in the podcast. You don't want to do the podcast.
No, she is in the podcast.
You're interrupting right now.
Ooh! Did you steal
We got a flag.
one? He stole one so he could see how it works.
So for those of you that are listening, just to give you a little bit of a description of where we are at, we are currently at Dogfight Fitness in our brand new facility, which is awesome.
You can give him the address, you remember?
No, I actually don't right
7226 East 87th Street, Suite E, Indianapolis, Indiana. 46256, just past Home Depot down 96th Street.
now. Right next to ICC Floors. All for your Indiana carpet, flooring, whatever needs you need.
Shelving, everything. They're ICC Floor Homes Plus.
But here we have in the background, though, we have Coach Sabrina, a.k.a. intern, a.k.a.
Yeah, she's
gymnastics.
in her starting stages of our world of fitness.
We have our HR representative, Tats, is here assembling flags that you'll be seeing if you come down the driveway for Dogfight Fitness.
Yeah.
He's doing a pretty good job.
He's
It's
doing
very
okay.
intuitive.
It looks like he's about to destroy shit, though, that I already have established.
We love you, Tats. We appreciate you.
Oh, that's cool.
Looks like a fishing pole.
It does look like a giant fishing pole.
Give or take.
Never been fishing.
Never been fishing. Jeez. All right, so we know that how you present yourself is with leadership and then also guidance. But I feel like
They're not talking about you, Tats. They're talking about me.
just as a side note, Tats does not want to be on the podcast, but I feel like after this, he definitely will be. Because I feel like everybody's going to be asking, well, how did Tats do with the flag? Because he just disassembled one made.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it looks like we're going to have one flag outside now.
that's all that matters, right?
Someone stole the other one.
I've been with you for 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
So I came in 2017. And
Yeah.
I remember in Dogfight's podcast that I described how I met you.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
I remember. Yep.
Do you remember?
I don't remember like all of the stuff where I pulled in the parking lot and just took over and
you did
dominated the gym.
You did. You came in through the garage door. You didn't even go through the front door where they were telling people to go through.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I run my life, I guess. Yeah. I always ask for forgiveness.
Ask forgiveness first before
ask
permission.
for forgiveness before permission.
Yeah, we'll
but
definitely.
No, I remember shaking your hand and you were nervous as shit. I do remember that. I
was.
You were kind of shaking and.
'Cause I have never seen somebody like you strut in with this big ass Jeep.
Yeah.
And then, like, I remember the people that were competing and, like, the athletes you had there. Like, there was one time I was sitting on the floor watching because I knew Matt, Friend, and Kenzie.
Yeah.
And I see this woman right next to me, and it's Kim Gossard.
Yeah.
And she is, like, doing her deep yelling voice, like, come on! Like how she does in the gym and things like that. I'm like...
These people are yoked.
It's like... But then I was like, well, I want to go to that gym. Because I saw Kenzie working out with you, and then, you know, being able to move down here and come to the space and be, like... pulled in, and it's like, I'm going to get better here. I know I'm going to get better here and stuff like that. And it's been a hell of a journey, I would say.
Yeah.
Going from an athlete.
Just a little bit of a journey. I'd say athlete to intern to coach, like rookie coach who had a lot of questions and a lot of issues with a lot of athletes and people.
I still do.
I know. I get it.
There's one sitting in here right now. She just won't shut up.
You mean our other intern?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's kids? Do you like the kids class right now with us?
Oh, the kids class is great. It's doing a really good job. You guys are handling those kids great. I couldn't do it. No way. I love my children, but I really don't love anybody else's. It's a true story. It's reality. So they do, you guys both do a phenomenal job just letting them have fun and letting them kind of freelance every once in a while, which makes it a good thing.
Right.
Me, I'd be too controlling. I'm just that kind of person like, hey, get off that shit. Hey, stop. Okay, everybody sit down.
Sit down,
That would be me.
The other day they were all talking to each other, and I go, excuse me, I'm over here, and they all got closer to me.
Yep.
They brought it in.
And yet she doesn't want to be on the podcast.
Yeah, she's on the podcast. She's on it.
So, okay, so with kids, though, how do you find the balance between fatherhood and then being CrossFit daddy, basically? Because that's a big one, because you are definitely... Megan, when I talked to her for a little bit, and she said, like, you are a family man specimen with how your family is.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah?
I think that I have a great wife. That's the biggest factor. I think that Lindsay Newman can handle me in my flows of business very well. She knows how to match me best. So, like, during certain times of crazy season, like when I'm busy as shit, she handles the ball. So, like, the ball is tossed in her court, and she's got responsibilities from 5 a.m. until she puts them to bed at night, 8:30 or 9 o'clock. On the days that I'm off and I'm not at the gym, I try to make the most of it with my kids and try to hang out and be that responsible role model that I'm supposed to be. And it's not always grand or great. Like half the time, half the time I come home and I have to ream the kids out and I haven't seen them for 2 days, and it doesn't make me feel good as a dad. But it's just the responsibility that you have to do as a father. I'm their father, not their friend. And that's what I always tell them.
So, do you kind of see how, like, a father figure can have an effect with kids?
Most definitely.
Most definitely?
Yes, of course. If you're not involved in your kid's life, or at least give them some kind of factor to grow upon, like you name it, then they're going to be lost souls. And when they get older, they're not going to know how to do life.
Right.
So you have to be that influence. You have to be that person that kind of gives them guidance. It doesn't have to be what you do, but you at least have to give them their morals and their, mindsets going into reality. And if you don't want to be involved in your kid's life, well, you shouldn't have had kids in the first place.
How do you feel about accidents?
You should tell me about that one. So all three of my kids, it's funny, all three of my kids were accidents.
But it's
They were, but it was the best blessing ever. So
Right.
like, none of my kids were planned. Before marriage, Lindsay and I just, we did our thing and
Yeah.
we didn't care. And as soon as we got married, no kidding, like she ended up pregnant.
That's how my brother was with his first kid.
And we had no like honeymoon stage. It was like straight pregnancy. Here we go.
Yeah.
So Andy came around, and I would never turn it back down ever because it's been the best thing in my life. It's taught me a lot of patience and growing and what I need to do. And I didn't even hear that. What'd you say? Yeah, that's right.
And Tats is always doing his, right?
Never. The daughter is now getting into that next stage of life, and it's weird to see like the hormone changes and everything else. No. Fuck no. I'll kill anybody that tries to do that shit with her.
Tats is the first one, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems like you've got a balance between being there for your business, but then also being there for your family.
Yep.
But do you feel that your business is turned into a second family? Like, do you feel like
it's always been like a combination family.
Okay.
So like, I see everything as like an extension of family.
Yeah.
Like being able to take care of all my athletes, being able to take care of my kids, my wife, even my immediate family back home. It's just all one big extension. So I'm a big believer that you are as healthy as you know how many people you know. So like the more people you know, the healthier you're going to be.
Okay.
And the more people you're involved in their life, the healthier you're going to be. Because you have to have some sort of mindset to know and understand humanity, plain and simple.
So I hear this a lot, and I heard this a lot with college and like just people talking and things like that. You become the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel about that?
That's so true. I mean, look at me.
But you said you spend a lot with people, though, right? Like
Yeah,
you got everybody at different class hours and each person at different times.
I'd say the people I spend the most time with, my wife and my coaching staff.
And I do remember we've had conversations where each member of your coaching staff represents one of your personality traits.
That's exactly right.
You serious?
Yeah, so like every single one of you guys has one little personality of myself. So like you, dear, are my
You
like
stay out of this.
aggression, like loud, like focus, get that shit right, like that kind of.
You ain't gonna do it, right? Get the fuck out, basically.
Right, yeah, pretty
Welcome
much.
to Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
Yeah. And then I would say that if we're going to go in order of coaching staff, I already talked about you. So let's go to the person who's been here the longest, Logan. Logan is like my suave, charisma, like educated. Here's my kinesiology degree. Here's my programming education. Here's what I know. So he's the smarter side of me that got pulled out. So like he's the Bruce Banner of my Hulk.
Oh, I don't
what
think.
mean?
Okay, honestly, who is Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner is Hulk. He's
Oh.
Superman.
What?
What the shit? So
Wow.
Bruce Banner is Hulk.
Okay.
He is the guy who is behind Hulk. But anyhow, he's a scientist and smart dude and understands a lot. But he can also rage from time to time.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, Logan's
It's
that
a
guy.
zinger. It's like a zinger. It comes out of nowhere.
Yep. So then you go into Bradbury. Taylor is, I would say, my comical side. Like, he just rips shit and knows how to talk to people, too. So, like, he can get on anybody's level, depending on who it is. He knows how to get into their mindset and understand who they are as a person. But he's also strong as fuck, so he's got that side of him, too.
Well, this morning at Ollie class, there was 2 people. They were, I think it was 335 or 330 for deadlifts. And somebody said, hey, do you realize that Taylor did this as a complex?
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous.